So here we are, they're 7 weeks old, they're now downstairs. They've been down here for a day or two, I think, and they're settling in really nicely. It's a fairly sizable area. They've got various things that they had upstairs, so there were familiar smells and things. Their litter trays up here, of course, were the ones that they had upstairs, and I will change those for probably a couple of bigger litter trays, because as they're getting bigger, they need more room. They've got their food and water here. Just down here, which you can't really see in this bottom corner, there's a little box with a bed so that they can go in there to hide or sleep. Terence is a little bit too big to go into this space, and he would give out escaping opportunities. So they've got this little climber and scratching post here, which is just right for kittens like this to play with. And they've got some toys and things as well. Now, of course, as it's 7 weeks, it's time for them to have their usual weighing in session. So I'll do that now, and we'll see how they're getting on. Okay, so the weight gains have been really good this week, well over 100 grams again for each kitten. The biggest gainer this week is Mr. Green, no surprise there, with 149 grams. And then came the little seal kitten, which is quite pleasing. He gained 130 grams this week. And the other tabby with the black paw, he was 122 grams this week. So really good weight gains from all of them. You can see how much more active they are, and they're also much more coordinated now than before. They're not quite so clumsy. They do still fall and trip and things, but that's perfectly normal. But yeah, they're coming along really well. So I'm going to be assessing these kittens today just to see what I think of them overall, and to decide if any of them might be worth running on, and if there's any there I want to do any blood typing or other genetic tests on. So let's have a closer look. Now they're feeling really playful, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to work, but we'll start off with this chap. This is the larger of the two tabbies. So the one with the green collar on. Now, I do quite like his head shape. He's got good breadth here, and his ears are quite neat, and they're to the side of his head. I like his profile. It's not too bad. His chin is a touch weak, maybe. Now, his markings. Now, because he's seal, if you watch my previous vlog with the kittens who were lilac, I really struggled to see the markings up until the point where they went. And in the end, I decided not to keep any of those kittens. Now, because these kittens are seal, the markings are there from a much earlier stage. They're so much easier to see. And as you can see, he has quite nice little front feet there, a touch low, but I think they're just about acceptable. And when we look at the underside of his feet, the white does not pass this little pad here. That's called the stopper pad. And you do not want the white to go beyond that stopper pad. His back feet, he's got nice little gauntlets there. They come up to a point. They're not too bad. They're not too short. And he has a full paw covered at the back there. So that's what we want to see. So this kitten, I will definitely be blood typing to see what blood group he is. He should be an A, but I would like to see whether they are carrying the B gene or not. So here is the smaller of the two tabbies. I really like his head shape. He's got good breadth between his ears, and the ears are well placed. His eye colour isn't too bad at this stage. But of course that will change because he's only 7 weeks old. His profile is really nice. Quite a good depth to his chin there, and it's a good straight line from the nose to the chin, so that's really good. Now the problem that lets this kitten down, of course, is his markings. If you have a look at his front feet there, they're very, very low. He's got almost no white on his inner toes, and his back feet too, the little glove parts, are very, very low, and he has almost no gauntlets whatsoever to speak of. So it's a real shame, but that's what happens with Birmans. Unfortunately, you do get these ones that aren't marked well enough. So I won't be testing this one for blood type or anything, because he will be going as a pet, so it's not necessary. So this is the seal boy, and I really like him. He's got quite a nice little round head. The ears are very neat, nice to the side, good width here. His eye colour, I think, is better than the tabby, the bigger tabby. His profile is quite good, with a good strong muzzle. The chin I'd like a little bit stronger, but it's not too bad. Now, when we have a look at his front foot markings, he's got nice coverage on both there. And when I turn him over, is he going to do it? Again, the white does not go beyond those little stopper pads. And on his back feet, he's got two nice little socks, which I quite like to see, where it actually goes just slightly beyond the paw. And on the back, he's got two very nice little pointed gauntlets. They drift slightly towards the inside, but I'm not too worried about that. I think that's all right. And otherwise, he is a very nice little kitten. He's quite well shaped. He's quite stocky. So it'll be interesting to see what blood group he is. So he's another one I will be blood grouping.